All right. Um, yeah. So I believe Destiny 2 Final Shape is not for everyone. Hear me out. Story wise, great, perfect. A nice cap to the Light versus Darkness saga and the past 8, 9, 10 years of my life. Perfect. I mean, really. Since Witch Queen, this has been the first story that has really been good. Lightfall, a miss for a lot of people with the story, but to me, Lightfall's story was supposed to be like that. I mean, they've been said going into it, it's based off like 80s action movies. And if you remember, 80 action movies, looking back, wasn't that good. I mean, there were some that were great, like what was the name of the one? Sylvester Stallone and uh, Wesley Snipes. I think it was Dynamite Man or something like that. I might be wrong on that, but that to the side. Lightfall. Lightfall's story is good. Season of content so far is decent. We haven't gotten that far into it, and I have a sneaking suspicion that random NPC that is kind of, you can't tell who they are and you haven't heard anything from them. They might be an old character brought back again. But anywho, the title of my video. Sorry. I believe that the final shape isn't for everyone due to the simple fact of two things. It's not, I'm not going to say super accessible. Accessibility isn't a factor, it's difficulty that is the hugest factor in this, for a reason why I say that. There's the, where is it? This mission, not this one. Sorry, wrong one. It was supposed to be here. This one. This mission starts out at 2025. I'm not a hardcore player. I don't really have the lifespan to kill for the first 2 weeks to really just grind it out. Yes, eventually I'll be able to get to that level to be able to do that 2025 content. But right now, my dude's only at like 1965, as you can see. And yeah, maybe my gear's not optimal, but I'm not a tryhard. Like, I not to say it like that. Actually, no, that is correct. I'm not a tryhard. I play the game, chill out, play it with some friends sometimes. Rare times when we all get a chance to have the same off day. That mission and the mission for the exotic class items is not accessible due to the simple fact that two reasons. One, the mission's timed and it's on higher difficulty, and in order to get the mission to be able to unlock, you have to either A, have a firing team to go with you to these on each section, or B, wait until this transfers to each one of these, which, what is the purpose of adding, which, hear me out, it's a really good idea, adding the fire team finder. Really great idea. You hit search, and there's nowhere to find said thing. Let me see, offensive. There's like there's Usa. Sorry. The Wellsprings in here, the Dares of Eternity, Free Roam doesn't even have. It doesn't even. It doesn't even have the Pale Heart as a location, man. I cannot make that up. Like, seriously. I thought it would be in Vanguard. It's not. or episodic. It's not. Campaign only has the campaigns in it. So you are forced to either A, join somebody's lame Discord, or B, having to wait for this to transfer to a different section. Now, somebody else might say, well, just wait. Got no problem with that either. But it's by design when you advertise, hey, you can farm this, you can farm this, not your team can farm this. It's wording that I am a little upset with. Well, I'm not even gonna say a little upset with. I'm upset with it. But I do feel like it's not it's not accessible for newer players getting into the game, players coming back to the game. And yes, I did beat the main story on frick is the name of it? Legendary. Got some gear, and I need to continue to get more so I can go up. I've been leveling other stuff because I want to use this equipment more than it. So, yeah. But it's outside of the story, everything else is just spiked up for no reason. And another case in point being Dungeons and Raids. The base version for Dungeons and Raids have been pushed up for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I'm hovering over the moon, but I'm meant to hover over this. This was one of my favorite dungeons to run. One, it wasn't too difficult. Two, it was a little bit on the hard side for the later encounters. The first encounter, not too much. I mean, yes, as you saw, I'm a Titan. No, I didn't do the whole Titan build where you ran Shran. I didn't notice that until literally the last day. Ha! Priceless. But but that aside though, they're trying to augment the fact that uh, you no longer have it where your weapons gain more damage for, the mods by adding in surges. That is a decent idea. Do not get me wrong. But, hear me out. Outside of the weekly one, I don't think surges deserve to be on these because it limits players on playing with only those surges weapons. Honestly, I really feel like surges limit players in general. That might just be me, because I don't like to just strand and solar weapons like you're seeing right here. True. My rocket launcher is solar, my primary is a scran. Honestly, this is the perfect week for me to really farm it. But outside of this week, and they say like stasis and void, I don't use that many. Well, no, I use a void machine gun. I don't use any stasis weapons. Like, none. As far as I can think of. Yeah. And I really don't like the Behemoth Titan too much. So, yeah. It kind of sucks for me with that one. But I can still go Void, use Shield, Captain America it up. I think my biggest gripe is the fact that the power jump is so high. Like, that this is just week one of the seasonal stuff. And for that mission to already be in 2025, I'm sorry, 2005, is ridiculous to me. Now, I might be wrong. I might be over, blowing it out of proportion. And I might be the minority in a sea of majority voices. But I honestly felt like I needed to put a video out there. I don't know. About those. Like, only 3 points. Power spike is too high. Everything else got scaled up for almost no reason. Nor, as far as I remember, there was no patch notes about said scaling. Plus, if you want to, you can go and damage check some of the bosses, even in said dungeon I just showed. They have more health. Not like that's a bad thing, it's just it takes longer. And I'm not trying to speed run or nothing like that. I mostly do dungeons in LFG anyway. And I don't often play with my friends, so that, what was it, duality, two guardians? I mean, the freaking mission you have to do to unlock the exotic class items. I don't have friends to really go through that, like, nowish. I think the closest person I have won't be on for another 2 weeks. And that mission requires you to meet somebody and be verbal with them, which the last 3 times I've tried to run it, they've all spoke Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. So that's very hard to do. And the mission's timed. So even if we do the opposite of sending photos of the what is it, the clock mechanic? I want to call it a clock mechanic because, like, everywhere I saw said try to treat it as a clock. When we try to compare our photos, we still have to take the second, take the screenshot, send it to the other person. The other person has to get it, which isn't too long, but you have to look between both of them and compare, then shoot the right one. And with that timer, your brain kind of goes a little wacky. Or maybe that's just me. Time is pressure to me. But I do feel like the power spike is a little ridiculous. Like, I think that's my biggest thing. See, 1945, and then the first mission, like, quest mission is 20. I just, nah. I really wish that I was just griping at it, but I do feel like that's a little bit too high. Like, probably a little bit too high. Not even probably, eels. And it still hasn't changed. Yesterday it kept changing, but today it's not. Let me try to go to the tower. But I do feel like that exotic mission is too hard for no reason, especially if the advertised version is supposed to be a formidable experience. I'm out here trying to play Destiny, not try hard my life away. I do enough of that in Elden Ring and Dark Souls. uh, but I wasn't really trying to make this a long video. Um, it's just that was something I really had to get off my chest. It was just, it's just one of the little annoyances that's like you could put up with it, but at the same time, you just look at it and see how they advertised everything and just go, wow. So I got gaslit.
Your return honors me, Guardian.
A little bit more, and I'll be able to. What? How much am I missing? 200. doubt it will,
Your return honors me,
but let
Guardian.
me try. $150. I don't get anything for doing that one. Switch my warlock. I'll just use hers. Oh, wrong button. I'm probably overthinking things. Like maybe it was built like that so players could have the time to get to it later. I have no problem if that's why it was built like that. Yeah, my warlock has like not a warlock, my hunter. So I should have switched it. Keep the one on my warlock for now. There we go. Sorry, I don't play hunter. I literally just made the hunter because everybody's saying at least have one of each class. That's the only reason. Plus, it's carries a backpack. But no, I don't think that they advertise that correctly, and it makes it a little off-putting for most players. The mission is super heavy on communication, which is raid standards to me. Not even dungeon standards. Dungeons, you can get through most of them without even communicating. Probably a text prompt here and there. And yeah, you could probably get through that mission with a text prompt or two.
What cipher is this?
There we go. Are you telling me I have to get to 17 before no locks? You said 16. Shit. That means somebody alive. But yeah, I wasn't trying to make a long video. I just wanted to vent that. The facts that I feel like that the power spike is ridiculously high for almost no reason. And the fact that I do feel like character progression is a little stagnant compared to how it was before Final Shape. That might seem a little redundant, me saying it like that.